video is sponsored by STS Footwear. Footwear of the fans, by the fans, for the fans. Get your own Gator sneakers at stsfootwear.com and use the code GTFans for $15 off at checkout.
So UVA's defense, what are they going to try to do to you guys?
They're definitely going to blitz us a lot. They blitz, a lot more than I think any other team we've played so far. And they're going to try to, confuse us with, a lot of different things that they throw at us and, try to force us to, make plays on the back end, get the ball out of Kyle's hands and, force us to make plays. And, we're excited as receivers. We're going to get, man-to-man coverage a lot. And we know at the end of the day, we just got to make our plays and try to put our team in the best position to be successful so that we can win the ball game.
Awesome.
Yep. Hey.
So this senior class, we talked about this before, how this was your group kind of helped Mullen kind of bring back the Gator standard. How much would it mean to kind of end the legacy, I guess, on Monday with the OFA win?
I mean a lot. Like I said in the past, we've worked really hard to, put ourselves in this position to kind of be where we are now. And I think, at this point, it's just continuing to grind it out, continuing to stay together as a family, and, we're excited to go out Monday and put on a show for all our fans and, try to make it the best one for everybody.
I think I've never seen a senior class go through so many ups and downs than this senior class. It seems like you guys were more unified through it, though.
Definitely, adversity, builds character, and when different things come towards us as a team, we can either separate from each other, break, or we can gel and face the problem head on. And I think that's what we did, ever since we've gotten here our freshman year, going through camp, dealing with 2-a-days for the first time. That's when 2-a-days were allowed, which was tough. The next year coming, dealing with all the suspensions and going 4-7, coach gets fired, being a new coach, off season's hard, not really knowing what to expect, how things are going to work, how's playing time going to work, who's going to be playing, things of that nature. We've definitely been through a lot, and I think just through it all, the one thing that we did do was stay together. We knew we weren't going to transfer. We knew nobody was going to leave. We kind of just stayed together, took every problem head on, and, tried to grind through it. And we've been able to do that with a tough group of guys. And, we've been able to grind through it, and, the success has shown for our group. And,
I was going to say, despite all that, not a lot of you transferred. LaMichael Pierre decided to come back for his senior season. What was it? Did you guys feel like you had unfinished business and you just needed to stay together and prove a point?
I don't really think it was that. I think it was just, just more of an opportunity to, go out and play again and, put more of a better foot forward in coming out your junior year. Last year, we played really well, had 10 wins, but, we definitely felt like we could have did better. Our goals going into this year were definitely a lot higher than they were going into last year. So, with that being said, the sky's the limit for the program. I think everybody kind of within the program knows where it's headed and it's going up. And, just continuing to work, prepare how we've been preparing. Coach Mullen knows what he's doing. Coach Savage knows what he's doing. The whole coaching staff knows what they're doing. It's just continuing to buy in, work really hard, and continuing to see where it takes us.
You're talking about how this program is moving in the right direction. You played a big role in that. Every time I talk to a younger wide receiver, they bring up your name as a guy that helped mentor them. Was that felt like you had a responsibility to do that?
I don't think it was more so as a responsibility. I think it's just more of the person I am. I just like to help in any way I can. And, when a lot of young guys come in, they have a lot of questions of, what to expect, what's going on, how does it work. And, I'm not afraid to, pull them to the side and let them know, should be this way, should be that way. Don't do it this way, don't do it that way. And just kind of, lead them in the right direction. Because when I got here, I was really quiet. I kind of stayed to myself, and I kind of figured it out on my own a little bit. We were kind of, our receiver class, when I came in, was kind of all over the place. Guys had left that were here, Sosa, Alvin Bailey, all those guys were there for a semester and, left. So we were kind of all over the place. And then had the opportunity, once the season ended, once I moved off campus to move off, and I had the opportunity to live with Marcel Harris and Jared Davis. And those were some veteran guys that, had a different look of things. Being on the defensive side of the ball where it was, tight, and they were being really successful at the time. I just saw how much they bonded and how much they got along. And, I kind of wanted to instill that within our team and put us in a position to have that bond and have that friendship, because if we had that bond and gel on offense, I knew that, the sky would be the limit for us.
And now, when you look at that wide receiver room, you said that wide receiver was very different when you came in. How are you leaving it?
I think we're leaving it in the right way. I think everybody in there is really comfortable with each other. Everybody hangs out with each other. When we got there, it was kind of separate and kind of segregated in a way, and it's definitely not like that anymore. Everybody has everybody's number. We have a group chat. We talk in every single day. We hang out together as much as we can. And I think that's been the biggest thing with keeping us to gel together. And I know that the young guys that'll be there next year will continue to grow, have that relationship, because at the end of the day, you spend the most time with your position group. And I think we really enjoy each other's time, and I think they'll continue to grow in the future as well.
There's the three redshirt freshman guys: Trent Whitmore, Jamarcus Weston, Deontay Marks. How much have you seen those three improve during this last year?
Definitely improved a lot. Coach G has done a really good job of, putting them through all the things that they need to be put through for them to be successful and for them to grow, not only as football players but as men as well. He coaches them super hard to, prepare them for what they're going to have to go through in the future. And they learn, they take stuff from us. They listen to us as well. They watch what we do and, try to pick and add things to their toolbox that they want for, their receiver repertoire that they might use in the future. So they've been playing really well. I think them going through scout team work, going against Marco, CJ, Steiner, Sean Davis, all those guys on a day-to-day basis is only helping them grow, because, those are, top DBs in the country that they're going against. So the work that they're getting on a day-to-day basis is definitely, top-notch work.
And that guy over there, Kyle Trask, he's, kind of came in. He was kind of unexpected, you want to say, but then he's been able to kind of take control of that offense and get better. How would you describe his season?
His season's been great. The one thing that I've admired is he hasn't changed, since he's gotten here to now. He's always been the guy that's worked really hard. He hasn't really said much. He probably speaks a little more now, just because he's, the starting quarterback. He has to be a little more vocal than he normally is, but how he prepares and, how he treats people hasn't changed at all. He's the same exact person. And I think that's what I've admired about him the most, is, seeing how he prepares when he wasn't the quarterback and seeing how he prepares now and knowing that it's the exact same. And I think that was the biggest thing. Once the quarterback change happened, I knew that, he would be fine, and, we would continue to roll the ball and be successful on the offensive side, just because of how he always is prepared.
So now that you're leaving the program after this last final game, how are you leaving the program?
I think I'm leaving the program pretty good. I think I'm leaving it better than, not where I found it, because when I found it, we were pretty good. But better than, the ups and downs that we've went through. I think it's more consistent now. I think we're headed in the right direction on a more consistent basis. I think every Saturday you kind of know, what Florida's going to do, and within, how they prepare, how they execute on a day-to-day basis, how they carry themselves as men off the field. And, Coach Mullen's the head of that. He's instilled that in us and prepared us to, do those things. And not only just me, I'm just a football player, but at the end of the day, the guys that are all here have all led this team to be in the proper way that it is right now.
When Mullen first talked to you guys, when I still remember that still picture of him talking to you guys, all of you guys were it seemed like you just were tired. It looked like you were just tired of all the changes. Think back at that speech and now think of where the program is. Do you feel like you guys got to have to bought in that speech and saw everything that he kind of told you that we would accomplish?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing was when he first came in, and we had that first week of workouts. He went through every workout with us, and that's kind of hard for a head coach, especially at that age, to come in and work out and do the same thing we did. So I think that's why it was so easy for us to buy in, just knowing that he was all in with us. He did everything we did. It sucked for him as much as it sucked for us, and he kind of just let us know that we're all in this together. and you know, him right by your side doing the same thing you're doing, you kind of knew that he had your back, and you know, it makes you want to have his back as well. So when we go through all these things throughout the football season, you know, it's a lot of trust within our program, within each other, from the players to the coaching staff, for them to put us in a position to be successful, and for them to put us out there in the best position to be successful as well. So I think from that day moving forward, through that, after that kind of like hell week we had, from that day moving forward, everybody kind of knew that, you know, it was headed in the right direction. We just had to continue to buy in and prepare in the proper way, and we execute on every Saturday we had.
What would be the memory that you'll take with you as you know, leave Florida and head to your next step of your career?
I think the biggest memory is just you know, the friends, Van, Freddie, Tyree, Reese, P. Ryan, you know, the list goes on and on. I could name everybody on the team right now and have a story for each one of them, but the memories and the friendships I've made will probably be the biggest thing for me. You know, those guys are my family now. I'll continue to talk with them for years and years to come, and you know, I think the biggest thing is we're all excited for our future. You know, I'm sure we'll link up and have a big thing in the future where we all do something together, but you know, that's probably my biggest memory.